So, okay, let's discuss about the yesterday's class briefly. What we discussed in yesterday's class is how to create a repository. Okay, how to create a repository and how to create a branch, and we are discussed about the some of the options where we can see in the repository sections, that is clone, what when we are using clone, and what is fork, and when we are using this fork, okay, and remaining options. Okay. Let me create again once from the starting. Okay, so first one is the how to create a repository. Okay, how to create a repository in the sense, open repository module, I mean service, click on repository section, then go to the option called repository. We can find the option here and select the drop down option. Here we can see new repository. Okay, click on this new repository and enter the name of the new repository, and so these details will be given by the requester itself, but if they do not provide anything, so you can provide the details about the project, I mean repository name on your own. There is no issue. So click on create. Like this we will create. Okay. And second thing is how to create branches. How to create a branches. So we can create in two places, but the main place is the files section. So go to here. You can find the option called main or any some other branches, but by default whenever you are going to create a new repository, main branch is the default branch will be created, but it is not mandatory. Is every organization will continue with this option. We can change this default branch name in settings option. We'll discuss that option, we'll discuss that thing in coming section when we are discussing about project settings and organization settings. Don't worry. Now the second one is what we want to see. We want to know how to create branch. Okay, how to create branch. So click on drop down option and you will see new branch option here. So select that thing and enter the branch name. You can mention the branch name with name what you want. Okay, so as of now I will give like development branch, and here whenever you are going to create branch, so it is mandate to give based on branch, because if you click on create option, what are the contents are available in this selected branch, I mean based on branch, those all the files or all the content will be copied to the newly created branch automatically. Okay, so just click on create. So here if you can validate here the development branch has been created. And after creation of both repositories and branches, we have seen that clone. Okay, we have seen the option called clone. So clone will be help us to copy your existing data, okay, existing content which is available in this particular repository. Okay, you can copy this whole code into your local machine or else into any other projects. Okay, to use to do that we can use clone option. So click on clone option and you will find there is the link, command line link, that is you can use HTTP or SSHs, so whatever compatible you are, but I am compatible with HTTPS. So I'll copy this thing and okay, currently, so I want to clone, it means I want to copy this data into other project. Okay, that is nothing but project 1 in the same organization. Okay, so go to repo section, select the repository, because we are copying the whole repository, so that's the reason. So go to repository section here and click on import, because we are importing from some other place to present place, right? So that is the reason we are going to select the option called import repository. So paste the URL here which you have copied from here, and we need to give credentials because this is not public project, this is not a public repository, it is a private repository. So that's the reason we have to give username and token name. So go to here, select the checkbox required authentication and paste and enter the username. So if you want to modify the repository name, okay, if you want to modify the repository name, you can modify from here, but I don't want to do that, so I will mention same as it is. So click on import. So it will take some time to get the data from this project to this project. Let's see, congratulations, you have been successfully imported. So this is the repository which we have copied, which we have copied with the help of clone option. Okay, next we discussed about fork. So it will help us to copy the data or content of this particular repository into a new repository within the same project or within the same organization. Okay, so let's try to do that. So click on the option and select the fork option. If you see, repository name will automatically taken with the name new repo, which is nothing but your repository, existing repository, and your username. This is my username, so that is the reason, so it is automatically taking. And to which project you are trying to copy or push this existing content. Okay, so select that project. So I'm selecting the same project, that is Sav Practice. So click on project details and select the project. So as of now, there are two options we are seeing. So you want to copy the data or copy the code from only main branch or all branches. So I am selecting all branches as of now. So click on fork. So after some time it will create a fork if you observe here, you will find out, you can observe that the symbols of normal casual repositories and fork repositories are different, because you have copied the data, just you have taken backup, that's it. So this is the what you call icon for your forked repository. And also we have discussed about how to create a file and how to create a folder as well. Also we have seen upload file, how to upload file from your local what you call computer into your existing repository. So like this we can push the data into remote repository from your local computer. Okay, there is one more way we can use, that is you can use git commands to push or pull the code from this remote repository into your local machine. Okay, we can use that way as well. But so by using this user interface, it will more easier. Okay, it is more easier to transfer, copy the data and working with your existing function, repositories. Okay, next we discussed that okay, there is a option, so you will find out the same options, you can see the same options from here as well. There is no difference between these options and these options, both are same. And so this is the content of this particular branch, main branch. This is the content, and this is the history of this branch. This is the history, means what are the changes are happened, or what were the changes are happened in this particular branch in this repository are showing in this history option as well. Similarly, we can see the history of modifications of this particular branch or some other branches or from commit module or commit options. If you go to if you click on commit section, you will see user interface like this. So these are the options, branches. So the changes, so from which branch you need to see, okay, you can select from here. You can select the for example, so I want to see development branches changes or commits or modifications. So click on development branch. So these are the commits are happened on this particular development branch. So if you want to see full commit ID, if you observe, this is the shortest ID of your commit. But if you want to full ID, if you want to full commit ID, you can go to the three dots. So about your changes, to which commit you want to check. So select that commit, go to the three dots and see the copy full SHA. So it will copy the full commit ID. Let's see, notepad and open, just paste it. So this is your full commit ID, complete commit ID. If you observe here, the first 8 digits will be coming here. This is shortest ID. And next option called browse files. So if you click on browse files, it will always take you into files section. So let's click on files section, browse files. See, again we are moved to files section, but if you observe the branch name, okay, if you observe the branch, it will open the content of this commit ID, because we are seeing the commits of this particular commit ID. Okay, so that is the reason it will showing the option like commit ID. So, or you want, for example, so there is something missed in this particular commit, or you want to do some more changes. Okay, if you want to do some more changes in this particular commit itself, how to do that? So go to here and click on new branch. So it will create a new branch based upon your this commit ID. So then it is very easy to modify the particular commit ID. Okay, so and the pushes. Pushes or will separate. Pushes will always separate your commits into dates, and you can easily find out that okay, these commits are done. Okay, these commits are completed on this date. So you can easily segregate the commits whenever you want to see about particular commit IDs or changes. So it is nothing but a group of your commits. That's it. Okay, so if you want to modify the branch name, you can modify the branch name from here. And yeah, so yesterday we have discussed about these things exactly. Does we miss anything? Fine. So now, so today what we are discussing are the most important things where we are going to perform more things, more actions from here only on branches. Okay, so here if you want to see the branches which are available, how many branches are available in your repository, okay, you can come to here and check. So these are there will be 3 options. So nothing but mine is nothing but so the branches usually where you are working frequently continuously, so those will be coming here. The next option is all. So it will display all the branch names of your repository here. And the option called stale is nothing but So for example, you can take development branch. Okay, this development branch is created and completed its one change 3 months before. It means 90 days. Okay, so that branch will be coming here. It means which branch has or hasn't modified more than 90 days will appear here. Okay, 90 days is the time period. Okay, so before 90 days, the option. Okay, so for example, so you can take development branch. You can imagine, okay, this particular commit, okay, this particular commit happened on date, it's April, right? January 20th. Okay, so it's more than 90 days. Okay, January 20th it will happen. So after that there is no modifications or no commits are done in this particular development branch 90 days before 90 days. Those branches will come under stale. So present we have created these two branches today itself, so that's the reason there is no stale branch appear here. But after 90 days, if you observe or if you check, these some branches will be coming here, which branch will be not modified more than 90 days. Okay, and so this is one option. I have told you that we can create branches from other place as well. That is nothing but branches. Click on branches and select new branch and enter the name of your branch. Here you can enter the branch name and click on create. So it will create a new branch from here as well. There is no difference between the option from here, this option and this option. So both are using for the same purpose only. Okay, so next thing is, have you observed that main branch has tags default and compare? Okay, default in the sense, whenever you are going to create a branch, okay, this is the branch will be created and this is the default branch of your project, I mean repository. And second tag is compare. Okay, it means remaining branches. Okay, what are the branches are available in this particular repository will always compare with main branch itself. Okay, for example, if you observe this development and main branch, has differences. See here, behind and ahead. So behind and ahead, it means this development branch is or has one commit behind. It means one extra commit is available in development branch when compared with main branch. Okay, and same thing, if you observe these two, example and main, there is no differences between these two. That's the reason we are seeing 0 behind and 0 ahead. So you can easily check so how many commits or how many changes are uh, more than main branch are available in other branches. You can figure out from these options, okay, behind and ahead. So this is the commit ID, so which happened latest on this particular branch, and author is the owner or modified person on this particular branch, so it will appear from here. So this is the time when this development branch or the other branches had modifications. And so this is behind and ahead, that is nothing but other branches will always use it to compare with main branch, and so it will display or it will see, it will help us to find out that okay, this branch has more modification than main branch, or else so this particular branch has less modifications than main branch. And there is two more options, that is status and pull request. So these will be appear or we can see the values or things from below here when we have pull request from these particular branches. Now in present situation there is no pull request are available for these branches. That's the reason there is no numbers or nothing is displayed here. Similarly, status is when you are creating pipelines or deploying the pipelines with the help of these branches. That pipeline status will be coming here, whether it is succeeded or failed. Okay, so and the next topic is the options. Okay, the more option, that is nothing but here if you observe every branch has a more option called, that is 3 dots. Okay, so there are multiple options we have. So okay, here there are 3 branches and each branch has a more option here. If you see, you can select, you can have new branch, new pull request, delete and other options as well. Okay, so initially where we are, most of the cases we are working, that is these 2 things, branch policies and branch securities. These 2 we are working in most cases, as well as lot we will discuss one by one. If you go to the development branch more options, and each branch options has same thing, there is no modifications. Okay, so go to here, first option is new branch. First option is new branch. What it can do, it will create new branch based upon the development branch, because we have selected this thing, right? So that's the reason it will always create new branch with the help of development branch. Later if you want to modify, you can modify, but by defaultly it will take development branch, because we are creating the new branch from new development branch. So that's how you can create a new branch based upon the particular branch from here as well. And second thing is the new pull request. So it means it will create pull request from this particular repository, it is a repository. Here if you see up there, it is a repository, and these are the branches, and these are the branches. Okay, like that you can create new pull request, but the main difference between normal pull request, okay, separated, I think so. Okay. So it will always select default thing. It will always select the default model, because new repository is the default one, and main what we call branch is the default one. So if you click on it and click on new pull request, it will always show here. But if you observe, there are no changes between this development branch and this main branch of this particular repository. Okay, so if you want to modify the repository names, you can modify when you are starting, or when you started creating repositories. Okay, when you are starting creating pull request. Okay, directly you can modify from here as well. Let's go. When we can discuss about pull request when pull request option comes in. Okay, so just you want to observe, so these options, okay, just the options, that's it. Okay, we have seen that how to delete a repository. Okay, we have seen that how to delete repository. For example, I want to delete repository. It is also one of the what we called task in the companies. Okay, so how to delete repository, or how to delete master, or branches. Okay, now I am going to show you that how to delete repository. For example, so I want to delete a repository called my shuttle, or my shuttle. Okay, so go to project settings. Here you can see the project setting. Click on project settings and come down here, left planner. So come down here, you can observe that repository section. So click on it. It will display all the repositories of your project. So which repository I want to delete? So I will go to here, new repository, and click on delete. Or if you want to rename, you can rename from here as well. So as of now, so I want to delete, so click on delete option, and you need to enter the repository name. So you can copy from here or here. So click on delete. So if you observe, so that particular repository has been deleted. Like this, we can delete, or you can create repository from project settings as well. Next, always we have come to repository sections, right? So we can discuss about this thing as well. And so here you can see that the advanced, this is the latest thing. Okay, it is the latest what call option we got into our service center. Earlier we have only these 6 options: files, commits, pushes, branches, tags, and pull request. Only these 6 we have earlier. And advanced security is the new one, came into the came to the picture. So if you want to enable, you can enable, or if you want to disable, you can disable. It's completely based upon your interest or your project requirement. So currently I don't want advanced security, but if you want to learn about advanced security in more details, okay, I will share one document. That document will help you to understand about advanced security in clean manner. So or else if you want to see, okay, if you want to see, you can click on view documentation as well. So always I am used to refer this documentation, but it is very hard. Yeah, that's the reason. So I will share the documentation, so you can find out the you can look into the documentation and learn about advanced security. And these are the settings of the repository. So when we started discussing about repository, when we create any new repository, the main branch will be the default branch will be created. If you observe, default branch name for the new repositories. Okay, it means whenever you are trying to create new repositories, so this branch will be created automatically. Or if you want to modify, so you can on this option and modify it. Okay, so present I don't want to do that, so I keep it as it is. So just I am offing that one. And second one is disable creation of TFVC repositories. It means when Azure DevOps, it is a cloud part. Okay, it is a cloud part, but when this Azure DevOps cloud part is not coming to the picture, TFVC is the one. Okay, TFVC is the oldest one. We are working with Azure DevOps. Okay, so TFVC is nothing but team foundation version control. Okay, team foundation version control repositories, same like Azure repos. There is nothing difference between, but Azure repos has some more advanced features when compared to TFVC. Okay, so this option we can skippable. There is no need to discuss about this thing, but if we want to know about it, you can refer the documentation part. Next, here if you observe the option, it is enabled. Okay, it means allow users to manage permissions for their created branches. Okay, but here I have means what we call default, it will be in on state, but in every organization these what we call these options will be modified. But just you have to remember that, okay, so if anyone asks you to modify the default branch name, you can directly come to the repository section and you can select this option and modify it. So every repository settings, okay, every repository settings will be available in this option. Okay, and the next thing is policies. So this will help, okay, this will help us to put the policies. It means, so I have already shown you that very most important about these branches are policies and branch security. Same here, policies and security. Let's discuss about these things briefly about repository policies, but these are the branch policies. In 70% cases we are modifying these branch policies and branch securities, but these are the not mandatory. It will by default will set in organization settings itself, but let's try to understand what this option will helpful to us. So that is commit author email ID, email validation. It means if you on this, so you need to specify exact emails means, so to whom these mail IDs are going to follow. So like so this option will help. Like for example, so you modified one change, okay, you modified one change, but that change is want to see by your development team. So if you mention their email IDs here, so automatically it will go to them. So but I don't want to do this any of the part, so just you can look into these options, that is. So but where we are working on most of the cases, that are the branch policies. Okay, you can select from here or else. So but better option is to use this user interface. It is somewhat confuse your what you call, it will confuse your settings. And the security is nothing but who are authentication persons to perform action in the repository section. So these are the default things. I mean these are the project settings. So for example, you have set these settings automatically about different groups. Those will be applied to newly created repository. For example, so if you create a new repository from here, so what are the policies or what are the securities and what are the settings are mentioned or available or mentioned here are directly applied to the your newly created repositories directly. So there is no change. It is a global setting in the project settings. It is a global settings in project level. In project level, it is a global settings. But so that is all about a repository section. But so there is no further information we need to see about this thing. But so mainly we are going to see about the branch securities and branch policies. Okay, that's how. So here option called delete branches. So if you want to delete the branch, you can delete the branch from here. But so if you want to, you have to remember one thing. So here we have the repository. Here we have option called, if you want to rename the repository name, you could do that with the help of rename option for the repositories. But you can't have access, you can't do, or we do not have that option to rename the already created branches. Whether you have to delete that existing branches or else you have to create new branch. That is the only scenario we have with the branches. And next thing is view files. So it will take you to the files which are available in development branch, because we have opened the development branch only. So just click on, I have what you call, right click and open in new tab to easily understandable. So go to newly created one. Let's see. So if you observe it will open development branch and showing the files of that particular branches. And the next thing is view history. It means it will open your commits which are happened in this particular branch. Let's open again in new tab. See here, it will automatically move to commit section and select the branch name and display the information about your commit history. And next thing is compare branches. Okay, it will compare the two different branches. If you see, if you want to compare branches, development and branch, main branch, you could see here with the you can compare two branches with the help of this thing. But here you need to observe that whenever you are going to compare branches, it will automatically take development branch. It means, so which the branch you have seeing the settings, that branch will be your source and destination is the default branch. Okay, and so if you already, we have already seen that there is a two options, or there is a two things, that is nothing but default and compare branch. What if you want to set other branches as a default and compare branches? Okay, I'm already explained about it, but I'm explaining you, so I am also want to confirm you that, so every organization is not going to what we call maintain same scenario, whether there is a some other branches as a default. Okay, same other branches as a default, so we can't fix it. But in normal scenario, in usually main branch is your default branch. But if you want to modify default branch to some other branches, you can go to the option. I mean, so for example, I want to select development branch as a default branch. Okay, you could select that more option, and here you can set as a default branch option. So it will move to default and compare to the development branch. Okay, so I don't want to do that, so go to here and set as a default branch. So if you want to put compare branch, so automatically compare branch also move to the some other branches. So you could set that option from here as well. And these three are the most important things we are going to look into. We are looking into it. That is nothing but lock and branch. So lock is used to, for example, so every member in your project, okay, in this project, every member in this project are not authorized persons to push the code into or modify the code into these branches. Only few persons have access. That's it. Okay, so to stop that type of changes, to stop that such things, so we can select the lock option. So it will lock the branch, so until unless you are going to unlock this. So also remember, so this option will be modified. Okay, this option will be modified by some developers as well. But in security section, we could see that, okay, how to restrict that thing. Okay, how to restrict that only DevOps team or only operation team need to unlock these things. Okay, we could see in next when we discuss about the security, we can see that option as well. Okay, and next thing is the branch policies and branch securities. Okay, before going to branch policies and branch securities, okay, so do you have, let's see about branch policies and branch securities. Okay, so that branch policies and branch securities are defaultly for applied to the this main branch only, the default branch only. But so if there is any request come to you. Okay, you could perform accordingly. Okay, but I will show that what are the options and what are the things we need to remember when we work with branch policies and branch securities. So click on branch policies. In the first scenario, we are going to check branch policies. Click on branch policies. So this is the user interface will automatically come when we are selecting the branch policies. So if you want to move to the different what you call the branches, you can select from here as well, but I want to set the option. I want to put some policies for main branch, so that's the reason I am selecting main branch. And in the settings option, there is nothing we need to perform. So same option we have seen in the repository settings, same thing will be coming here. There is no differences. Okay, so second thing is the branch policies. So if for example, note, if any required policy is enabled, this branch cannot be deleted and changes must be made via pull request. Okay, so remember this thing. Okay, remember this thing. So if you put these options, if you put the option, no one could directly change their changes into the particular branch directly, because we are putting some securities, or we are putting some policies to this branch to make changes. The first option is required minimum number of review years. Okay, required minimum number of review years. It is always useful to put minimum 2 members of review years, because some, for example, so some other person is not available at the time, so you could directly check with some other person who are available. Okay, so it is always better to maintain 2 review years. So you could understand about these things when we are performing pull request. Okay, so just keep in mind that this, what are the things I'm putting here. So you always use these policies in your organization as well. And so if we observe these 4 checkbox, okay, these are some tragedy things. Okay, so here you can see that allow requesters to approve their own changes. Okay, if you select this thing, then what is the use of this particular thing? Okay, so this is one. Next, prohibit the most recent pusher, I mean who are pushing the changes, recent pusher, from approving their own changes. Same thing, there is no difference between these two. Okay, so it is next is allow completion even if some reviewers vote to wait or reject. It is also some unnecessary thing. Okay, so when new changes are pushed, it is also, yes, it is also good thing, but it is not useful for any new what we call any things. Okay, next is check for linked work items. Okay, for example, so you are performing some pull request. Okay, for example, I will go to the pull request, and if you want to push, if you want to check with a pull request, so click on new pull request. I will create a new pull request, but there is no changes. Yeah, now it is coming. So click on create. So here you can observe. Oh God, observe here. So it is showing work items. It means on which ticket or on which work items. So you are not going to observe because so we haven't completed the workboards. Okay, but don't worry. This is one type of service request. Okay, it is one type of service request. On which request you are going to complete this pull request. Okay, so you have to select that particular ticket ID here. Then you could complete these things. Okay, but you can see them in the when we select. I will click on it. So check linked work items. It means there is a two options called required and optional. So if it is mandatory in your project, you could select required, or else you could select optional. So present I will put as a link what we called required one. Let's see if we can't put, or if we cannot mention anything in the work items, so what will happen when we are completing with the pull request in the coming session, I mean in few minutes. Okay, next is the comment resolution. Okay, if you select this thing, if you put some comment, here, for example, some reviewer, okay, some reviewer or asked you about this pull request, what this PR for. So like this, so that reviewer send a question or put a comment here. So if you like that, if it is in active state, okay, if it is in active state, so we are not going to complete this pull request. It will show us some conflicts. It will show some conflicts or issues here. You could see later. Okay, we will see everything when we are creating the pull request in few minutes. And these are some of the merge types, and these are the most certificate question will come if you write Agent 400 certification. So it is one of the most important thing. Okay, so but we will discuss about this limit merge types when we are working with pull request. Okay, so you could understand from here. It is a very visually there is some graphs will be appear. So based upon that graphs, we can easily understand what is basic merge and what is squash or all these stuffs. Next thing is the build validation. Okay, build validation is, for example, so if somebody is create a pull request, and but that pull request has some dependencies. That is nothing but, so if you select this thing, okay, if you select this thing, so you want to put CI pipeline option here. Like what it does, what it will help, it will do that whatever the build ID you are, what is the build ID you are mentioning here, what is the build ID or build pipeline. Now there is no build pipeline, that is the reason it is not showing anything. So if you want to put this option, so you definitely need one CI pipeline, that is a build pipeline. So whenever this build pipeline is in succeeded state, I mean the particular build pipeline is in succeeded state, then only your pull request will be coming to completed. If it is not succeeded, that which you are attaching the CI pipeline here, if it is not succeeded, you are not going to complete the pull request. Okay, so which we are seeing all about prerequisites of pull request, because in the next few minutes we are discussing about pull request itself. Okay, next, status check. It is status check is nothing but, so if there is any merge conflicts are coming, okay, so you could see that is you could select here from status checks like nothing but succeeded or failure. Okay, so it is not a good practice. Just leave it as it is. And one more thing is, this is one, that is, whenever you are going to create a pull request, okay, whenever you are going to create a new pull request, so I want reviewers automatically added. How could you do that? That is nothing from here. You can come to here and check. That is, for example, I am selecting all 3 members. And as a required members. Okay, so if you guys are not approve that particular pull request, okay, so that pull request is cannot merge to that target branch. So just click on save. I have selected the 1 minute. So the next thing is, that is security. Okay, security is one of the finest topic for every DevOps engineer who are going to manage repositories and branches. Let's understand. So these are the default things we can discuss about the project when we are discussing about project settings, but you could understand these things. Who are the users? Okay, who are the users? Just now I had discussed with you guys that every member is not going to unlock the branches and pushing the content, right? So how to restrict that one is, that is with these 3 things. For example, this user is from operation team, and this person doesn't need this actual what you call permissions. So what I can do, I can modify to Denny or not set. Okay, but it is better to put Denny. It is always restrict him to push the changes into particular repositories, particular branches, or delete or something changes anything in the repository itself. Okay, so already we have set some policies and we also give some permissions to other members. These are the things are completely for Azure DevOps engineer, not for other members. So it is also better to put Denny option. I'm talking about only individual members or groups. Okay, for example, the development groups are not needed these things, right? So that's the reason, so we do not take that. And remove other logs. So just now we discussed that the branches, if you see here, branches has a log option card. Okay, so it is completely taken care by us, only DevOps engineers, not by developers or any other persons, but it will vary from project to project. So it is vary from project to project. It is not constant. It is not a consistent, but better to select or deny this option as always. So these three are the things we need to look into it. Okay, there is no security we can check. Okay, only these are the policies and securities we might want to look into it when we are going to work with the repositories and policies. When you are going to work with any organization, okay, and after that, so you have to go through every section of the existing repositories and branches. Okay, it is mandate. Okay, it is mandate to look into everything over the repositories, because you want to create a new repositories, you have to delete the existing repositories. So hold the management of the repositories and branches in your hand. Okay, not in other person's hand. So that is the purpose. I'm for your information, I'm telling you that. So whenever you got the project, so go through the repositories and every module. Okay, not only repositories and boards and pipelines. Go to every section and check what are the settings they already have. Okay, and if you want to download the report, you can download it from here. So if you want to do same things from other branches, you could directly do that. So there is nothing we need. Let's try to see. We have put the policies correct for the which branch? Main branch. Okay, now it is your target branch. Let's try to understand. So what if we do not satisfy these policies? What will get? Okay, let's see here. I will cancel this thing, pull request. I will cancel this pull request. Sorry. Abandon is the delete version. Okay, if you want to delete them, you can abandon that, delete the source branch. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay, no problem. Now, so and the next thing is the tags. Okay, after branches we have tags. It is just for what you call taking backup of existing branches. Okay, for example, so this is the branch. Okay, this is the branch I want to take backup. So I will tag it as a tag 1. I will put it as a tag 1. Tag 1. If you want to give description, you can give, but it is a mandatory. So I just put a random words and click on create one. Just click on create. So it will help us. Okay, it will help us to easily identify that the latest code has taken the backup. Latest code has been taken backup. Okay. Whenever the latest deployment is completed to production, okay, whenever the code, for example, this branch code is moved to the live or deployed to production server, okay, so you have to take that branch code as a backup. Without take backup, you can't proceed with another deployment in the production. Okay, it is mandatory. Please remember this thing. Okay, whenever you are going to deploy in production, you must and should take backup with the tags. Okay, so it is a best option to take backup. And next thing is pull request. Okay, pull request is help us to shift the code, transfer the code from one branch to another branch. Let's see, pull request allows you to review code and help ensure quality before merge. Merge is nothing but moving. Okay, so it will help us to review and move that reviewed code into the target branches. Okay, let's try to understand this thing. Mine is the latest recent things, and active are the pull request which are still in active mode. So those pull requests will come under active option. And next thing is the completed. Okay, next thing is the completed, that is nothing but, so if you complete one pull request, that pull request will come here. And abandoned is nothing but it is a deleted things. If you delete any pull request, those pull requests will come here. Okay, so I guess we deleted something. Got right in the new repositories, right? New repository, pull request, abandoned. Yeah, see, if you see, so just now we have deleted, right, this branch, sorry, this pull request. Okay, so that is come under abandoned. Okay, let's try to complete the, let's try to create new pull request. Click on new pull request and select the branch. These two branches don't have any modifications. So this is the your source, what we called repository, source repository, and within that source repository, this is the branch. It is the source branch, and we are moving the code from this particular branch to this particular branch, which are available in this repository. Okay, and what are the modification you are doing? You are pushing this content into the development branch. If you observe, if you go to here, if you go to pull request and select the branch development, so there is no what you call no such content is there. So we are moving that content into the development branch, and this is the commit number which we are pushing, which are we are moving into the development branch. Okay, so if you see a few key, so this is the title, and if you want to give a description, you can give the description. If you observe here, it's important. Okay, if you observe the reviewers, I'm not going to select anything. Okay, I am not going to select anything. So if you observe here, work items also, there is no work items yet. Tags, if you want to give the tags, you can give tags, but it is not mandatory. So just click on create. Just click on create. Now let's see. Oh, what we made mistake. Okay, got it. So if you see, we have put policies for which branch? Main branch. But if you observe the target branch is the development branch. So that is the reason we are not getting any things based upon the policies which we have mentioned. Okay, let's abandon this one. Let's abandon this one. Go to here, click on abandon. Now go to the branches or files. So I will upload new thing into the development branch, then try. Text demo. Yeah, okay, fine. Yeah. Just click on commit. Now try to create a pull request from development branch to main branch. Then let's see whether our policies are applying or not. Go to here, not here. Go to here, pull request, and create new pull request. See, now we are moving the code from development branch to main branch. We'll select this thing. Select the main branch. What we did, we have added text.demo.py file into the development branch, and we are pushing this change into main branch. Let's try to create. Click on create. See now, okay. If you can observe that I haven't mentioned anything when I am going to create this pull request. It will automatically come the reviewers, because these are the required things which we have mentioned in automatically include reviewers part. These are the required things. That's the reason we are automatically getting these things. Okay. Also, if you observe, we are getting some issues, errors. So that is nothing but work item must be linked. That is, you have to attach or you have to add work items here. So if you check the settings here which we mentioned, check for linked work items. It is we have mentioned as a required. Okay, so that is the reason we are getting error. So it is also one of the main thing we need to select in work items. Okay, if you got this type of issue, you have to select these work items, or you have to add these work items, or you have to link these work items easily. Next thing, second thing. Okay, next second thing is, if you observe here, comments must be resolved. Yes, present. If you see there is no comments, if there is no comments, I'm just adding that is this required. I'm just adding some comment. Just comment. See here, there is one more conflicts is coming up, because in the settings part, in the policies section, we have on or we have enabled this option. If there is any comment is not yet resolved, so you have to resolve that comment, then only you are going to complete it pull request. So whenever you are working with pull request, if you got this type of conflicts, okay, if you got this type of conflicts, so let's look into these conflicts and do appropriate manner. Also, it is showing that 2 required reviewers must to be approved. Okay, 2 required reviewers are must to be approved. So if you go to here, here's the section. We have mentioned that 2 required team members are must be approved. If you go to, like, okay, vanilla is approved. Okay, does anyone can approve this pull request? I will share this pull request in the chat. I will share this pull request in the chat. Just open it and approve. Anybody. Okay, except vanilla. Satish or Anand. Anyone can you approve. Let's see whether this section will be go to succeeded or not. It will come in the green section. It will come in the green. Let's try to complete. Sorry, let's try to approve either Satish or Anand.